Well, I don't know. Photography is, I think, is something that's ingrained in you at an early age. I think because you become aware of where you are. I mean, that's the premise of photography: is to know where you are, what's around you, and notice things. And as you grow, so I was going into the Peace Corps, and I wanted to document that experience and training, and so I got a camera. I got a Nikon F manual and a light meter. So all bare bones, pretty much, and I shot black and white. I went to Hawaii for the training, and we were destined to go to Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific. This was 1967. I just graduated from college, University of Arizona. That was my first camera experience per se, so I was already 22. So basically, I mean, I started when I was 22. So what's that, 51 years I've been photographing. And I think that Charles Kuralt was kind of a role model for me. He did these on the road series. So he would go in the back roads of America, and he would just meet people and see events, and I like that kind of genre. Well, I think there were two pivotal situations that kind of moved me along, because you need some pushing somehow, external forces there to keep you motivated. And one was being an intern for the Steve Allen show, for Steve Allen. So that was about 68. And I started taking photographs behind the cameramen of the guests. So that started that. And then I went to New York. I got a job as an assistant to the public relations at ASCAP, American Society of Composers, Authors, and Publishers. And I started doing the photography for them in-house. Photographing events, people in the news that were related to ASCAP. So I was kind of a photographer, and then I would write the caption. So that just progressed into what I'm doing now. So I'm thinking in stories, I'm thinking in projects, I'm thinking of goals. So in San Francisco, when I moved from New York to San Francisco, I became a correspondent for a travel trade publication covering the Bay Area, California, and I met. So that was maybe in the '80s, early '80s, and during those days, there was no deregulation with airlines, and so airlines and the travel trade, hospitality were very much working with each other to promote their airlines, to promote destinations. So that's when I had the opportunity to really travel to a lot of places, doing stories. I'll tell you the first story I remember, because it's the first story. I was in Switzerland, in Zurich, and outside of Zurich there's a community of Tibetans, refugees from Tibet. Switzerland took them in, and there's a big community there. And I learned of it, and I rented a car and I drove up there into the area. Rikon is the name, R-I-K-O-N, and met people, and I did a little story and took pictures, and that ran in the Christian Science Monitor. Of this particular work, the Bay State. So the premise is that I'm showing that Massachusetts is a mini United Nations, and that the foreign-born living in Massachusetts who have become citizens represent over 190 countries. So, and I'm trying to photograph all those countries, people from all those countries. So, and those are portraits. So those are environmental portraits, which I did not do a lot of. I did do them in some past work. I mean, they weren't formal assignments. So my work is self-assigned, so I'm self-assigning myself to take pictures of people looking at my camera. So I will meet a person, say, at their naturalization ceremony in Faneuil Hall, or Mechanics Hall in Worcester, or the courthouse, or Heinz Auditorium, or the Seaport Trade Center. From a country, I get the country list from the naturalization services, and if there's a country there that I have not, that is not represented, I go and I try to connect with a person from that country. I don't know who it is, and I don't know if it's a male or a female, but it's the country that is, I guess, motivating me to put in alphabetical order. So I have from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. You know, we don't see in black and white. We see in color. So black and white is already an anomaly for us, right? But black and white, well, first of all, you can do it yourself in a dark room, and you can see it and create it. And you know, when you go through the development of the photograph that you took and make a print, you're very close to that image. I'm not shooting on film anymore. For this project, I chose to get a digital camera, a Canon digital, which just gave me more latitude in exposure, low light situations, and it was easier to transmit. So I will shoot. I don't know. I will spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe less, with the participant, and I will go through and edit, and then I will send them a selection of images, and they can choose from that selection. This is kind of winding down, but we're booking exhibitions through 2020. We've booked exhibitions 2019 at the City Hall. It'll be in City Hall. We're scheduling it to be in the State House, and then some libraries throughout the state. So I've been traveling the world without leaving the state. My photographs were on view with a collaboration with the ACLU, just at the Unitarian Church here in Falmouth, and in concert with that, there was a book called Immigrant Recipes. And so that, and my photographs were also part of it. So it was like and then there was the person that spoke. So I was a companion, so to speak. When I started this project in 2011, it was not, the political situation was not what it was today. And so it's not a geopolitical project. It was just basically my own personal curiosity about what people look like from different countries. How are we the same? How are we different? But yet, we're only one planet, and we've got a lot of countries. So there are 196 countries, which I think is debatable. I'm not sure, but I'm going with 196. So that was the premise. So now it's more of an educational aspect about instilling the importance of diversity. Well, I shoot people generally, as opposed to if you look around, there's some human element in the majority of the pictures. But as Ansel Adams said, that there's always a human being in the picture. It's him.